Joseph lived in the land of Canaan with his father Jacob and his brothers. Jacob loved Joseph very much. He even gave him a beautiful coat of many colors. This made his brothers jealous. Joseph also had special dreams. In his dreams, he saw himself ruling over his brothers like a king over his subjects. When he told his brothers about these dreams, they became even angrier. Joseph was a good and kind young man, but his brothers plotted against him. They were consumed by envy and couldn't bear the thought of him having power over them. Little did they know, God had a bigger plan for Joseph. His dreams weren't just wishful thinking, they were prophecies of what was to come. One day, Joseph's brothers were tending sheep far from home. Jacob sent Joseph to check on them. When they saw him coming, they devised a wicked plan. "Here comes the dreamer," they sneered. They grabbed Joseph and threw him into a deep pit. They planned to leave him there to die. As they ate their meal, a caravan of traders passed by on their way to Egypt. Judah, one of the brothers, saw an opportunity to profit from their evil deed. "Let's sell him to the traders," he suggested. And so they sold Joseph for 20 pieces of silver. Joseph, betrayed by his own flesh and blood, was taken to a foreign land. His dreams of leadership seemed to be shattered. In Egypt, Joseph was sold to Potiphar, a wealthy official in Pharaoh's court. Despite his circumstances, Joseph remained hard-working and trustworthy. God blessed him, and he found favor in Potiphar's eyes. Soon Joseph was put in charge of everything in Potiphar's house. However, trouble followed Joseph. Potiphar's wife was attracted to him and tried to seduce him. Joseph, a man of integrity, refused her advances. Enraged by his rejection, she falsely accused him of assault. Potiphar believed his wife's lies and threw Joseph into prison. Once again, Joseph found himself a victim of injustice, his spirit crushed by betrayal. Prison life was harsh, but even in the darkness, Joseph's spirit didn't break. He remained faithful to God, believing that he had a plan. His kindness and wisdom shone through, and soon he was put in charge of the other prisoners. One day, two of Pharaoh's officials, the cupbearer and the baker, were thrown into prison. Both had strange dreams that troubled them. Joseph, touched by God, interpreted their dreams. The cupbearer's dream foretold his release and reinstatement, while the baker's dream foreshadowed his execution. Joseph's interpretations proved true, further solidifying his reputation as a man of God. Meanwhile, Pharaoh was troubled by vivid and disturbing dreams. No one in his court could interpret them. The cupbearer remembered Joseph and told Pharaoh about his gift. Pharaoh immediately summoned Joseph from prison. Pharaoh described his dreams: 7 fat cows devoured by 7 thin cows, and 7 healthy ears of grain scorched by 7 withered ears. Joseph, guided by God, revealed the meaning. Egypt would enjoy 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of severe famine. He also advised Pharaoh to appoint a wise leader to store grain during the good years to prepare for the famine. Section 6, From Prisoner to Prince, Joseph's Rise to Power. Pharaoh, deeply impressed by Joseph's wisdom and insight, recognized him as a man chosen by God. "Can we find another one like this, a man in whom is the Spirit of God?" he proclaimed to his court. Pharaoh appointed Joseph as his second in command, giving him authority over all of Egypt. Joseph, once a lowly slave, was now the most powerful man in Egypt after Pharaoh. He wore fine linen, rode in a chariot of honor, and was given a new Egyptian name, Zaphenath-Paneah. Joseph's wisdom and leadership during the years of plenty saved Egypt from starvation during the famine. Section 7, Reunion and Revelation, Brothers Face to Face. When the famine spread to Canaan, Jacob sent his sons to Egypt to buy grain. They stood before the powerful governor of Egypt, unaware that he was their long-lost brother. Joseph recognized them instantly, but chose to test their hearts. He spoke harshly, accusing them of being spies. Joseph demanded they bring their youngest brother Benjamin as proof of their honesty. The brothers were filled with remorse, realizing their past cruelty towards Joseph. "We are truly guilty concerning our brother," they confessed to one another, their words heavy with guilt. Section 8. Forgiveness offered, a heart of reconciliation. When the brothers returned with Benjamin, Joseph's heart softened and he could no longer conceal his identity. He revealed himself to his astonished brothers, tears streaming down his face. "I am your brother Joseph, whom you sold into Egypt," he declared. The brothers, overcome with guilt and fear, expected retribution. But Joseph, his heart filled with God's love and forgiveness, reassured them. "Do not be distressed, and do not be angry with yourselves for selling me here, because it was to save lives that God sent me ahead of you," he proclaimed, acknowledging God's sovereign hand in his life's journey. Section 9, A Legacy of Faith, Joseph's Enduring Impact. Joseph brought his entire family to Egypt, where they were given land and prospered. He forgave his brothers, demonstrating the transformative power of forgiveness. Joseph's life story, a testament to his unwavering faith in God's faithfulness, became a source of hope and inspiration for generations to come. Even in the darkest moments of betrayal, imprisonment, and hardship, Joseph held on to his faith. He trusted in God's plan, and in the end, he was exalted. His story reminds us that God can use even the most difficult situations for good, and that forgiveness and reconciliation are always possible through him.